Introduce yourself. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Weekend Eats. I'm Casey, your host, creator of this wonderful dream we have every single week. Yeah, right. Anyway, if you don't know me, okay, that's who I be. And everybody here, my family is here to support me as usual every weekend. So I want to say first of all, I want to say first of all, good morning to my family. I love you all. How was your week? Cause mine was, just say life be lifing. I didn't even get to call my sister this week. That's how life was lifing. So I'm gonna call you after this show, my sister. Good morning. Now, today we have a great lineup. I am going to make a lasagna, but not just any lasagna. I thought to myself, I said, self, do you want to make a red sauce lasagna or do you want to come up with something different? So I am really partial to Alfredo and chicken Alfredo and shrimp Alfredo and any kind of Alfredo. And believe it or not, my kids like it too. Go figure, right? So I said, I want to come up with a lasagna that is made, it's a chicken Alfredo lasagna. So that is what we're doing today. This is, like I said, make it up as we go. This is a recipe I just kind of made up in my head. Okay. But I know it's going to be fabulous. Also, we're going to be talking about coffee versus energy drinks. Okay. Which one gives you the best pick me up? All of the dynamics behind it, whether or not it's healthier or, all those things we're going to talk about. Because I was just thinking, I have my husband, and I try to keep him from doing it. He goes and gets these energy drinks. Well, you got to realize a lot of them are full of sugar, and he don't need all that sugar. So I think that coffee may be a little better, but I'm partial to that. But we're gonna get into that. Also, we're gonna be talking about salad because it's springtime now, even though you can't tell with some of this weather. Okay, and we spring going into summer. We're gonna be eating a little lighter, okay, hopefully. And it's easy. I know I like to have a salad at least once a day. If it's lunch, sometimes it's dinner, depending on whether or not I feel like doing a whole lot of chewing. Okay. But I am here with some ideas of blowing up your salad. That means things that you might not have thought to put in your salad to kind of pump it up, flavor it up, and take it up to another level. And of course, home cooking, story time. Because, I always got something to tell y'all all the time. Well, let's get started. I already made the lasagna pasta. So I cooked it, and I didn't cook it all the way. I cooked it al dente. So al dente, is going to have a little bite. The reason why I did that is because I'm going to be putting it in the oven. It's going to cook some more. I don't want it to be mushy or overly soft. I want it to have a little bit of substance. So when we cut it, it looks nice. You know me. I'm all about the visual. So how is everybody? Cosmic King, my husband in there with his loving heart, my sister, and Perfectly Neat. Y'all never told me how your week was. Are y'all still in the week and you don't know you've been set free?
Rolling the days. Trying to recover.
I know, right?
Out here in these trenches. It's a struggle.
Okay, yeah, okay. All of these people in the struggle, I here to tell you. Let me just get a little sip of my coffee. Then I'm going to go over here. And what I like to do is, I have a foil pan. I'm not making that big of a lasagna today because I got some other stuff going on. And, I'm not. This is just, they're going to get a little taste. But I'm thinking that the kids may eat this for dinner. Make them some broccoli or something like that, hopefully.
The Cosmic King said their week was pretty good, minus allergies. Lord, I can relate.
Child, allergies. If you suffer with allergies, trust me, you know the struggle. It is like having a perpetual cold for the rest of your life. Really. It's like having an upper respiratory issue for the rest of your natural born life.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you like this. I didn't know that I had lost a lot of my sense of smell. I went on a business trip to LA. I had never been to the West Coast in like 2018 or something like that. So I get there to LA and they're not lying. it never rains in Southern California, but it does get cloudy. And I don't know if the weather is, it's not really humid and it's not dry. It's like in between. In any case, do you know that I didn't have any allergy issues when I was there? With all the smog from the cars and everything else, I could breathe. It was amazing. For that very reason, I'd probably go there again. Oh, my sisters. Yep, exactly. Praise the Lord. We all made it. Exactly.
So we could be here at this awesome live and taste this delicious food.
Yeah.
Y'all can taste it if y'all cook.
So beautiful assistant says, so we could be here at this awesome live and eat this food. And hint, hint, y'all can eat it too if you cook it.
Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Let me get over here. And as I was saying, with the pan, I like to have my lasagna noodles cut to the same size as my, I'm visual, y'all. You don't have to do all of this, but this is just me. That's why I did it ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm a hobble. Beautiful assistants coming in like the cavalry. Okay, but I'm going to go over here, and what you can do, beautiful assistant, is start showing them some of the ingredients. Okay, that's what she can do. So I'll go over here. She's going to come here. I'm not going to move. Okay, let me get over here. Let me get my scissors.
Well, shouldn't we turn the camera so they can? I don't know. What all?
Oh, you're not bringing it?
Using? I can, but I'm saying what all here? Everything here? Okay.
And you don't have to pull it. I mean, I think it'd be better if you go to, because it's closer.
Well, yeah, so I got to bring it over.
Oh, yeah. So I just bring my cheeses. You don't have to bring everything at one time. Anyway,
okay. All right, let's just do that.
Okay.
I'm going to pull you this one.
So, I'll get over here.
All right. So she already told you guys. Oh, hello, guys. I didn't say hello to you this morning. Hi, how's everyone doing? So she already told you guys that we're using lasagna noodles. She's over there making them nice and shaped to the pan. How many pounds of this chicken is it? Like 2 pounds?
Yeah, it's 2 pounds.
About 2 pounds of diced up chicken breast. Yep. Diced up chicken breast already has the lovely tenderizer marinating it and make it all delicious and tender. We have our favorite Tillamook mozzarella cheese, the whole milk kind, because it's the stretchy deliciousness you're going to see when we cut the lasagna Alfredo open. Chicken Alfredo lasagna. Is that what we're calling it now? Chicken Alfredo lasagna?
Alfredo lasagna.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Are we using this Parmesan cheese?
We're using that Parmesan cheese.
All right. We got the quesadilla mozzarella cheese as well, because this stuff is delicious. I don't know what they do to this, but it's awesome.
And the cheese pool is amazing.
The pull, though. Finely shredded Parmesan cheese for extra added deliciousness, of course.
The Cosmic King asks, tender chicken or chicken tenders?
The Cosmic King is corny.
You love it.
Corny.
Now on this plate here, I have pulverized some mushrooms, some bell peppers. This was white onion, I think, in here.
White onion.
And some green onion, too.
Now, you guys know, before you say, that's not how you do Alfredo, that's how Casey does it. Okay? But this is Casey's recipe. So you don't have to have these veggies in there, but they do enhance the flavor.
Yeah. This is why we call it Flavor House, because we're going to add some flavor. That's how we do this. Okay, parsley. We have some of course, we have our stack of awesome added ingredients here, these lovely seasonings. So we have our chopped parsley. We have some chopped cilantro. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Chopped cilantro. We have chopped basil and lovely chopped Italian herbs to add to our delicious mix. Put that back. We have some Bertolli garlic Alfredo that we're going to soup this up.
Yeah, let me stop. So this is the hack. Now, if you want to make your Alfredo sauce from scratch, it's not hard. However, I figured, let me give it a shot. Give those people who don't want to go through all of that effort the opportunity to do a hack but you want to step your hack up. So we're going to step our hack up, but I will tell you how to make it from scratch if that's what you choose to do.
It's not that hard, but this does make the job a little bit easier.
It makes
and
it quicker.
And quicker. Yes. Butter, of course. Y'all can't see it, but y'all know butter. Butter is butter. Makes everything better. Hey, you know it. Okay, so we got lots. Then, that's all we get. Black pepper. Almost gone. We use this and that. Onion powder. Paprika for color and flavor. Of course. Okay.
Benjamin is here saying, good morning, Casey.
Morning, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin. Long time no see. I missed you.
Yes, I'm
How
so
are
glad
you?
you were here. You got here just in time. Yes, you did. You about to watch us do the thing in here. We got some iodized salt. We don't know if we're gonna use this yet, right?
No, it's going to be depending on what my sauce tastes like.
Right.
Because like I said, I'm not doing it from scratch. This particular sauce is low carb and low sugar, which is great because that way I can adjust it to my liking, which makes me happy.
Right.
And like I said, I will be taking it up a notch, but I will explain to you how you can make yours from scratch if you have that kind of time. Or you just want to do it. It's not hard. It's very easy.
Yes, what she said. Got a little olive oil here. This is for the sauteing of the chicken.
Right, and we should have some of that squeezable garlic.
Oh, that's not out here yet.
No, it's in the fridge. And all I'm doing, guys, is cutting my lasagna pasta to the size of my pan. You don't have to do this. You know how Casey is. I'm all about the look. So I've just done that. I'm gonna
and one more ingredient. Sorry. Last ingredient is Casey's blessing. Y'all know that already. Okay.
All right, so get this party over here.
Let's get it going.
What I did, I sprayed my foil pan because the first layer is going to be noodle. So you don't want your noodle to stick. You want to use your noodle and make sure your noodle doesn't stick. Yeah, I know. The corny from Cosmic King is rubbing off on me. Yeah. So we get this in the trash.
For all children of the corn.
Okay, we have our meat and stuff, all that good stuff. Yeah, she just having a good old time over here. Y'all know, right? Okay. So, beautiful assistant. I would like for beautiful assistant to spray my trusty pan. I'm gonna have to buy another one, y'all, because this is ready to go bye-bye. You know, really. Oh, you were working the last few Oh, I got you. You out there feeding the masses, were you? Huh. Benjamin said he was working in a restaurant the last few Saturdays. I missed you, Benjamin. Okay. Oh, this coffee's so good. Okay, so beautiful assistant is spraying my trusty pan, and she's going to put about 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, I know I say, olive oil doesn't really, it's not a high heat burning dynamic, but it doesn't matter because I'm not trying to saute anything or brown anything. I just want to kind of cook this chicken. So it'll be fine for what she's doing. And the flavor is, the flavor is what it is. The flavor is. So, yeah, let me see. So, a little bit more. Oh, this is
heavy.
Yeah, that thing is heavy.
Okay.
So she's putting a little more. So 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, now, so that's going to look a little bit just like that. You see, it's just going to coat the pan, if everyone can see. Coating the pan. I'm not submerging. It's just going to be enough to make sure it doesn't stick. I want to get the chicken done. And I'm going to set that to the side.
Jerome's here.
Hey, Jerome, how you doing? You said time to get your... Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. We have our matching moo-moos. Different styles, but yes. Okay. Jerome, you killed me. I swear, man. Anyway, so she's going to start browning that chicken, okay? And we're going to set it to the side. And then we're going to introduce all those lovely flavors that I was telling you about. We're going to step up this. And like I said, I went through a lot of ready-made Alfredo sauces. Some, modify starch and all the stuff like that. I wasn't feeling the ingredients. This is as close as that I've seen, that I've read of the ones that I looked at, to doing it yourself, the ingredients, and having, whole cream products and stuff like that.
Yeah, with normal names on them.
And yes, with names you can pronounce. And the added thing is, I didn't know it's less than 2 carbs. I wasn't trying to do it, but it is. And Bertolli has some really good products. Less than 2 carbs per serving, and less than 1 total sugar. 0 at. So it's like they just kind of put some garlic Alfredo in a bottle. Now, would I use it just straight up? No, of course, I got to step it up. However, as a base to help save me some time and stirring, because I'm making a lasagna, you got to have your meat and you have to have the sauce for the lasagna. So
2 things. So I have the stove on. Is this a good number for the
Yeah, you want to. You know how you want to check it. Put your screen on there. Check it. When it does that loud crackling sound, okay, then you want to put your meat in there. Just put all of it. Make it flat, and then you want to start. You don't want it to get browned, but you want it to start cooking.
Okay. Then second question: should I set the stove?
Yeah, I would turn the oven on 400. Okay, because we're gonna cook this at 400, y'all. So that's what beautiful assistant is doing. Benjamin, you haven't been here several Saturdays. I don't know if you were here, but I hurt my leg, a few Saturdays ago. So beautiful assistant is my legs now, for now, until I can get my life right. So I'm trying not to move around too much, stand up too much, so I don't scream in pain. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here talking to you and she's doing it, that's why. Plus, you have to.
Oh, thank you. Jerome said my earrings are nice. I wish you could see them.
Okay, Let me get out the way so she can let you see her earrings.
Yeah, so these are actually 2 separate earrings. These are my little moon crescent earrings that I like to wear, and then these are little ear cuffs with butterflies on them. That my voice.
See, okay, all right. Think about it. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. We are doing that subliminal thing, okay? Take a look. It's in a book. The Reading Rainbow. Yep. We're going to get it in there whether you like it or not. I just noticed those were butterflies.
Oh, really? They worked out perfectly.
See, but I tell you, it's a subliminal thing. What'd you say, Jerome? You're cooking lasagna and I'm cooking what you're going to be cooking, your rotisserie chicken in your ear. Okay, good for you.
Pictures.
Yeah, you can actually send me pictures, Jerome.
Hey,
okay, it's ready. Turn it down some. See, that's what I talk about in my book that's coming. Being attentive to your cooking. She got all happy with them butterfly. She got all happy with them butterfly earrings over here trying to show off, and the pot is over there saying, "Okay, exactly." So she's putting it in. She's putting all of the 2 pounds of chicken in. Now you can do 1 pound. You can do, according to who you're serving. I'm not making that big of a lasagna. What I did do, and I will tell you this, I took the chicken and I cut it up in the smallest chunks I could. Not microscopic, but if I took a cube about this big, I cut it into 4s. Why? Because I want to be able to spread that mixture, like you would spread. Oh, and also, what? I started to try some ground turkey, because I'm not turkey. I'm sorry, ground chicken. Ground chicken breast would have been a good fit for this too. Definitely. So what you want to stir that. You want to kind of flip it over. Once it turns opaque, that's what we're looking for. Then she's going to cover it and finish just letting it cook through a little, because we're going to get the sauce and stuff together. And we're going to get this puppy inside the oven and let it cook while we do our little talking. How about that? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Don't that sound good?
Now, question: are we putting any of the seasonings in while?
No seasonings while that is raw.
Okay.
Okay, once it gets brown and we do our sauce, we're gonna put the seasonings in.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here and do my assistant thing.
As a matter of fact, I'll take that back. Put the Casey's blessing on there. Mm-hmm. And some pepper. So we're going to put some of our all-purpose seasoning on the chicken while it's cooking. We're going to put some onion powder.
Okay. I'll go grab it. Onion powder. Mm-hmm. Garlic.
No garlic yet. We're going to put the garlic with the pulverized vegetables that she has.
Okay.
And so that's what we're going to do for now, just to give it a little kick and a little bit of pepper.
Yep, did the pepper already.
So it's pepper, garlic. What do we do? Garlic powder?
Onion
No.
powder.
Onion powder, pepper, and your all-purpose seasoning. If you don't have all-purpose seasoning or you don't want to use that, you can put the garlic powder. The onion powder and the pepper. And I wouldn't put any salt yet. The reason why is because I did a dry brine with my Adolph's meat tenderizer, and I had it on this meat all night long. So it should be very, very tender and juicy, which is the key. But like I said, it has a little bit of salt dynamic, so I wouldn't salt it. I would just put the pepper and the onion powder because we are going to layer our flavors as usual, you know? This is some good coffee this morning. It really is.
Yay! I put a little extra in it.
Now, let me tell you, excuse me, y'all. I have to just wiggle my nose because it's itching. See, it went from me sneezing to just itchy, you know. And I've been taking this Zyrtec every single day since about February, and it has helped because usually by now I have things running from my ears and eyes and nose and everywhere. There's an orifice. There's some fluid running out and my eyes are puffy and all that, you know. But it is doing that. I do find when you take over-the-counter allergy medicine, after you have to do it in cycles. So I kind of toggle between Allegra. Hey, so you say, Jerome is saying, because my moderator's not reading, okay, Jerome says, so when you're cooking it raw, you add seasoning. Do you drain the meat once you're done? Would you lose? See, I can't see. I got the wrong glasses on.
I'll read it for you. So when you're cooking it raw and add seasoning, do you drain the meat once you're done?
Good morning, Mrs. Huckabee. How are you?
Would you lose some of the seasoning?
No, you don't want to drain this. I'm gonna tell you why.
You're gonna dry it out.
You want to have some of the juices from that meat. It's going to go into your sauce, so that's important. So for this, you don't drain it because it's no grease. It's chicken breast. You know, you want all of those flavors to melt into your sauce. So when she finishes it turning opaque, Jerome, when we put that top on it, it's gonna start emitting juices, and it's kind of almost like a broth, a chicken broth. It won't be a lot, but it'll be enough.
It smells good already.
Yeah, it smells good just like that.
So it's pretty much all opaque except a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a quick little show of it, and then I'll finish it and put the lid on.
Okay, so it's pretty much all the way opaque. So before it's done, it looks kind of nude color. Okay, and you can see some of the nude around because she didn't finish. She just wanted to show you what it looks like. So now at this point, she's going, because you see it's not a crispy brown. I just wanted it to turn opaque. She's now going to put a top on it. She's going to put it on a low heat while we get the sauce together, and we're going to start putting that sauce on there. I think I'm going to transfer the meat to the pot, the big pot, so I can have space. I would normally do it in the skillet, but I think I'm going to have a lot of sauce, so I want to do it in something a little deeper. So I'm going to transfer it to that pot.
This
yeah, right after it's done.
Oh, when it's done.
When it's done. Okay. And once we do that, once she transfers that meat over into the pot, then I'm going to let her just lightly saute those vegetables that she pulverized along with the garlic. We're going to incorporate that in there. And the one thing that I did not ask you to do was the celery flakes, because that takes it to another level. I'm telling you. I'm drinking my coffee, y'all.
Do you want any of that?
No white pepper today.
Okay.
You just need the celery face. So she's over there going around.
Sorry.
She's on the carousel. The carousel of spices.
Spicy,
Okay. And so she's gonna take a little in her hand and she's gonna do like that. No. Once we get that out, we're doing our other things, but you don't have to really worry too much. Because like I said, when it hits liquid or any kind of liquidy base, it's going to start reanimating. So when I put it in my tuna fish, I make sure that I only get, just it's very fine because I like it. I like to put a little in my tuna. It tastes good to me. I'm telling you, give it a shot. Some things you say, and then you try it and you're like, So I'm telling you, hey.
I think we got a new comment in.
Jerome wanted to ask you, do you drain the meat once you're done? Wouldn't that lose some of the seasoning? Understood.
Well, here's the thing. When you turn the heat back up, it will dry out a lot of the moisture at the bottom. So there's really no need to drain it.
But for this right here, if you're cooking something that emits oil,
okay,
and you season it, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm with you on that. Some people will, say when they're making their spaghetti and stuff. And that's why I do my stuff separate. They'll put all their vegetables and their seasoning and stuff in it while it's raw. And then they cook it. And it does retain some flavor, but you're right. The oil that is emitted from it is the thing that's being flavored. So when you drain it off, you lose a little of the flavor. And if I were to do it like that, if that's how you like, then I would re-season again. But you're absolutely right. But for this chicken, as I said, any juices that are in there, they're not fatty. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to drain them off. I want them to incorporate into my Alfredo sauce, when I put it all together. So that would be something that would be a dynamic for this particular dish. But if you have like an oily dish that you want to drain that oil off of and you seasoned it ahead of time, yes, definitely. It's going to lose something. It has to. That's just basic. What, physics? Is that what it is? Okay, so beautiful assistant is just we're going to let that sit for a couple of minutes. So what I'm going to do while she does that is I'm going to look at what I was saying. I told you guys I'm going to touch upon coffee versus energy drinks. So let me get comfortable in my chair because I keep telling y'all I'm half in the chair and half out because my mind is saying, Casey, go over there and cook. And my knee is saying, you better sit down, girl. So I'm going to sit down. How about that? So coffee versus energy drinks. Which one gives the better boost? Well, y'all know this is my love. I'm not big into energy drinks, but I will tell you, back in the day when I had to commute 2 hours one way and commute 2 hours the other way, and as you see, my life is always lifing, and I'm busy, and I'm all these things, and I never stop. This has been my life. Oh gosh, probably since I was an egg. I don't know. I probably was a busy little child. I don't know. I have to ask my sister. I don't know. But anyway. I don't know if you ever seen 5 Hour Energies, those little bottle things, little shot. And I used to get the super ones. Never got any sleep, but I'd line them suckers up across the table and I would take them so I could stay awake and be cognizant and not kill myself driving because I was tired. That's as far as I went. And they were helpful. I wasn't jittery. I wasn't anything like that. I wasn't a big coffee drinker at that time either. I drink more coffee now than I ever have in my whole life. So that was a thing too. Okay, I got you. Listen, hey, what do you see here, Miss Huckabee? So I'm there with you, but okay, here she go. I knew she was gonna comment. That's why I said my sister gonna tell everything. Okay, when I get famous, she gonna be the tell-all book. She gonna tell everything I did. Okay, I know. But I didn't know that I was busy. I didn't know I was anything. I just was living a life. So they're saying here, caffeine kick. Who's got more? Coffee has about 95 milligrams of, I would say coffee too, Jerome. Hello, Corey. Are you reading? No, you're not. Okay, I'm gonna fire some folks up in here. I'm telling y'all, and when I do, and they go and they talk about disgruntled employee, y'all see. Okay. Yeah. No. I hear that noise. Okay. Take it. Wait. You looking at your phone. He's probably over there double dipping.
No, see, here's the thing. Sometimes the messages come in a little bit slower on that side. It's a little bit of a delay for the live.
Okay, Jerome, I need you to type like this. One finger.
That's not gonna help.
I'm joking. I know. What'd you say? I promise not to tell everything. Just hey, I'm an open book. For real. However, so with Jerome, when you said things, Jerome, yes, I'm coffee. So let me continue with this. I'm team coffee. Okay. So it says that coffee has about 95 milligrams per cup of caffeine pick-me-up, depending on what brew it is. I don't know about instant coffee too tough. I know, child. I know. You have to have something to keep
I talk to my phone.
Jesus.
Whatever I do.
Okay, so it says energy drinks pack about 70 milligrams to 200 milligrams per can. Ooh. Now, I'm going to say the 200 milligram one is probably the one that's really full of sugar. So you got to think about this. It may be full of caffeine, but I think it got that sugar to help. I'm just surmising. I don't know. But they say about 200 per can, but often with added stimulants. So you heard that? It may have 200 milligrams of more caffeine, but they add other things. So you got to think about that. What are they adding? So let's go. So it says the crash factor. Coffee gives you a gradual boost and a smoother come down, which I don't even ever feel it. I'm telling you. I just start feeling a little bit more energetic. I don't crash or anything. I don't all of a sudden just start feeling tired. Me personally. So it is gradual. Yeah. Energy drinks tend to spike fast and crash harder. What did I just say? I hadn't even read it yet. Due to the sugar and the added stimulants. Now, my thing is, what are the added stimulants?
Yeah, I actually read that there are some that can have effects on your heart.
On your heart, yeah, because some people say they have heart palpitations with these energy drinks. So I don't know what the stimulation is, okay, but I'm gonna have to do some research into that one. Okay, then they say what? Well, here we go. What's in it? Coffee equals just beans and water, maybe some cream and sugar if you put it in there. Energy drinks have preservatives, artificial flavors, sugars, taurine, and B vitamin. B vitamins. Okay. Taurine is something I have to look up. I've seen that word. I don't know if it's an artificial thing or if it's some type of vitamin or nutrient or whatever, but I have to look that up. The health vibes. Coffee in moderation equals heart healthy, antioxidant rich. Too many energy drinks can raise your blood pressure, affect your sleep, and stress your heart. Now, I've seen people say their heart feels like it's palpitating when they do a 5-hour energy shot or whatever. Nothing affects me. I'm like a freaking armored truck. It really, I'm telling you.
Okay, so pause for 1 second. So this is like making a lot of juice.
Right.
It looks like the chicken is pretty.
Okay, the chicken is good. Now I want to show Jerome what we're talking about, the juice. Okay, so the chicken is where we need it to be. We're going to dump it in the pot in a second. Okay, she's trying to show you. You see? It's not a lot of juice, but the juice that's in there, you see, it's almost like a broth. It's a seasoned broth that came from the flavors of the chicken and the olive oil and those few little seasonings that we put in. So now she's going to take that chicken and she's going to put it in that pot. Now, normally I would put all my things in the skillet, but I think it would probably be a little bit too shallow, for all the things I'm going to put in. So I'm not. And she's going to take this skillet and she's going to put a little bit of, probably about a tablespoonful of olive oil in the skillet, just as it is. We're not cleaning it out. We want that flavor. Just going to put some more oil in it because we don't want our vegetables to stick. She's going to wilt our vegetables a little bit, and that's going to include 4 squeezes of the squeezable garlic, minced garlic, or that would be a tablespoonful and a half if you are measuring in that way. Or maybe like 2 little cloves or more if you like garlic, you know.
Now, it'll be that along with the chopped up veggies.
Yeah, with the veggies that she pulverized.
And that had mushrooms, bell pepper, green and white onions.
Okay, mushrooms, bell pepper. I had some green onions and some white onions in that. And like I said, you can do that to taste. You don't have to have it because I know traditionally Alfredo does not have that in it. However, I need to step it up a notch because it's going to be chicken Alfredo lasagna. You can leave it out if you like. It's all up to you because it's your party. It's your kitchen. So, budget boost. Okay, so we're going back to this coffee thing versus energy drinks. So, coffee, especially home brewed or instant, is way cheaper in the long run, and it sure is. Because when you go to McDonald's, I remember when coffee used to be like what, 30 cents or 50 cents a cup or something. Man, please, even McDonald's coffee is how much? It's like what, $2 or $3 or something like that. Just regular coffee.
Plain coffee with nothing in it.
Nothing in it, just the coffee. Okay. And yeah, that's what they say. So
hold on one sec. Do you want me to crunch this up now? Or
yeah, just put it up with the rest of the vegetables and the garlic. She's talking about the celery flakes. Okay. And you're going to do about a teaspoonful of the celery flake in there too. And so we're just kind of toasting that and sweating the other vegetables. So they said energy drinks are anywhere from $2 to $4 a pop. And it adds up, especially if you're drinking more than one a day. You can imagine. Okay. Coffee. Pick your roast, brew method, or go decaf. You can customize your coffee, or you like me, or instant, which I can really make it stronger, weaker. I'm in the driver's seat with coffee. Energy drinks are often pre-mixed. They are sugary and less natural. You don't have any control over the dynamics of an energy drink. Because I'm still trying to figure out what are the other stimulants, the secret sauce. That's what I. And finally, longevity of your boost. Coffee tends to last longer and be a more steady boost, whereas energy drinks often deliver short boosts of energy. Then you're like, and then one of those. So, which one do you reach for when you need a boost? Is it coffee or energy drink? Well, my family here is kind of pro coffee, and I got that. Like I said, I've never been into the energy drink thing. I have had the 5-hour energy, and it wasn't the best taste in anything, but it did work. And now I know why, because it probably had some stimulants in there, was having those 3 brain cells going all kinds of places. And it's true, because once you come down, but see, for me, it would last a long time. And by the time I came down, then I just need to go to sleep. And I was home. So, just be wise and be cognizant. And like I said, read your labels, because butterfly I don't want to start again. Yes, definitely. So I'm going to drink that. That is delicious. That's my pick-me-up. Okay, I'm not binging everywhere. Okay, now, so where are we?
I would say we're wilted. I'm about to.
Okay, that's good. Now show them what it's going to look like. Wilted simply means we're not frying it up. We're kind of just letting them just kind of steam through. Now this looks like a hot, mushy mess because we really, and the reason why I like this is because I'm just trying to really bring those flavors out. I don't care about the texture thing. I'm just trying to flavor it up. So she's going to put that in my pot also. Okay. And then I'm going to move over to there and I'm going to start building this sauce. And I'll tell you. Now for traditional fettuccine, traditional Alfredo sauce, it has a base of butter. At least this is what I do with mine. I have a base of butter. I have a heavy whipping cream. I have, a little pepper. I put Casey's best and everything. But, if I didn't have the little pepper, a little bit of salt. I have grated Parmesan, or if I can't get the grated, because I ordered grated Parmesan and they didn't bring it to me. So I'm glad I had finely shredded, fresh Parmesan cheese. There's a difference. If you get, you get the Kraft kind, you can shake like that. It's a little drier, so it doesn't melt as well. If you get the grated if you get a block of Parmesan and want to grate it, but see, I don't use it that often, so that would be wasteful for me. And cheese and stuff goes bad. I can get come in like little tubs, so they're freshly grated and they're like fresh, and you can use that and just stir it in. You have to stir it in, but after you stir it in, by the time you put the cheese in, you need to be able to plate that puppy up over that pasta or whatever you're using. You can save some time, but for the most part, when you do these Alfredo sauces, they need to be used right away. And that's pretty much, and some garlic. I may put a little bit of, hello, Volvo to love. How are you? Yes, fresh is definitely best. Today, we're going to do a combination because I am focusing on those people out there that, hey, I ain't got the kind of energy or time. I want to taste. And of course, we're going to step it up and give you a hat. However, when I make my shrimp fettuccine, that's the way I do it. I do it from scratch. Matter of fact, I've never used a jar before. I was hesitant to do it, but I said, you know what? Hey, I can step this up. So I'm confident in my skills of remaking other people's stuff and make it taste better. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what you do best. Okay, so we're gonna get over here. I'm gonna get up once again. I'm gonna try not to scream.
Is there anything else you need me to prepare for you right now?
Nope. I just need that skillet gone.
Okay.
And that counter white, because y'all know I can't deal with all this mess, right? Y'all know me. I can't. Listen. Sick or well, I can't deal with the mess. That is delicious.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna finish your coffee.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get another cup, because this coffee is like it's slamming. It is today. Yeah, it is. May have something to do with the fact that I've had 4 hours sleep. What do you think about that? Yeah. My body don't know how to react. Okay, she's just tidying up a bit so I can function over there. For the spray is right there.
Oh,
Right. So I can function in my environment, because I don't know about you guys, but when things are too cluttered for me, it makes it feel like it's kind of caving in on me. What do you say? A stove? What did you say? I need a stove camera. Oh, well, I do have a stove camera. However, would you prefer me having camera people rolling all around me? Not in the live. I'm trying to figure out a different way. They do have these cameras that I want it hidden. So I want to be able to control it. Yeah, it's we grow. As we grow, we do, but with my videos, like I said, I can kind of hone in there. I really don't want all these people all over my kitchen while I'm cooking. And listen, that's the mud there in me. Okay. Yeah. Y'all want live. Y'all want real. This is reality here. In reality, you ain't got no camera. You got this. Okay. So, all right. So let me get up. But if you want to gift me a camera, Jerome, I'll take it. How about that? All right. So the meat is in here. I'm going to take this, put that over here, and let me get a paper towel. I'm not going to move fast because I don't know at which point my knee is going to say, So I'm going to try to go slow. Okay, so let's see what we got. So we have our meat in here. That looks really good. It has our nice little sauce in there. We have our little pulverized vegetables in here. I'm going to stick a little bit more garlic because I can. Right. So I did 2 more in there. Now we're going to do all of our herbs. So I'm going to do my pinches. I'm going to do 2 pinches of each one of these herbs. And I'll start with my cilantro. And I'm going to do, that right there is 2 pinches. Because I grabbed it with 3 fingers instead of 2. So that's 1. Then I'm going to do my basil. I'm going to do 2 pinches of that. And is this basil open already? Yes, it is. Okay, so 1 and then 2. Wonderful. Then I'm going to stack that back there. And I'm going to see, what is this? I'm going to do. Did I do that already? How did I get that again?
Do what already?
I did it. No, I'm sorry, y'all. The first one was Italian herbs. Okay, that I did. So this is the cilantro, and I'm going to do just 1 pinch of cilantro. And finally, a little bit of parsley, because believe it or not, parsley does have a flavor, especially when it's in this concentrated form. And you have different types of parsley too. So this particular one, let me see what it smells like. Ooh, wow. It really is fragrant. It kind of smells, I don't know, almost like how maybe spinach a little, but then not, you know, it's, yeah. So I'm doing 2 of these and I'm putting that in there. All right. So I'm going to put that back over here. All right. Of course, I'm going to put a little bit more of this celery in here. And now I'm going to do my Casey's blessing again. Because remember, we didn't put a whole lot of anything in here. And I want to get this on the meat before I put my sauces in there. I'm going to do my onion powder again. And I'm going to do some pepper. Okay? If you want to come out. Just like that. So, and I'm going to do just a pinch. And when I say a pinch, so little of this salt, it's going to be just like that. And I put too much in my hand, but I'm doing just a little sprinkle and the rest of it's going in here. Because I don't want all that. So now I'm going to let you see what it looks like after I've done that. Now, you see, if you could. Okay, you see, this is what it should look like. This hot mess right here, that's good. But it look like that, you know that's a good thing. Okay, so let me wipe this off over here because
Clean OCD, obviously clean diva.
okay, here we go. I'm gonna make a theme song on that. You laughing at me? I'm gonna make a theme song of my obviously cleanness. Okay, since they want to laugh at me. So butter. You thought I forgot, right? I'm gonna take this butter and I'm gonna open it up. And this is the part where I'm stepping up. Because like I said, you know and I know, whoever manufactured this sauce did not put enough butter in it.
Never.
They probably put a little bit of butter. They probably put like that much butter in it. A whole stick for like 5 or 10 jars. And you know we don't roll like that. So I'm going to take it. Let me find me a nice plastic knife. Therefore, I can throw it away. Okay, and I'm going to just cut it up into chunks because I want it. I'll just ordinarily just put the whole thing in there, but I just want to cut it up because, like I said, I'm working with this Alfredo sauce. I don't want it to clump. And like I said, with the I don't know the real dynamic of this jar stuff because I usually make my own. And so when you make your own, it's a stirring, it's a melting, and it's a watching. Okay. And so I'm going to do a little bit of both. So I'm still doing this. Oh, and I'm going to get some heavy cream out of the fridge because I'm going to add that in there too. Okay. So let me get this over here into the garbage. And I will get my heavy whipping cream. Let's see, do I have one that's open? Yes, I do. Okay, heavy whipping cream. So I got the stick of butter. I'm going to kind of switch that around just like that in here. And then I'm going to make like a little...
Is here.
Hey, Lolo, how are you?
She said, good morning, Casey, beautiful assistant, family, and friends. Hit the like button, comment, share. I'm going on errands. I'm a little boss. All right. And we'll rewatch later. But watching some now for YouTube, algorithm press.
Okay, so for this Alfredo sauce, it is 15 ounces. So with my 2 pounds, I'm going to use 30. Okay. Because I need to have enough sauce. And like I said, anytime I have extra, you know I'm going to repurpose and I may just have some regular chicken Alfredo. Right? You know? So we'll see. So let me open that. Ooh, not bad. It smells good. It's thick. It's not watery. So
how much do you think you'd have to add to it?
I'm using all 30 ounces.
So how much do you have to add to the sauce?
I don't know until I get it in here because I need to have enough sauce to be able to spread. So I'll figure it out once I get all my sauce in here. So that's 15 ounces. I think I thought it was gonna be real watery. It's not. Okay, I'm scared of you. And you know this only cost me $3 for this thick sauce. I could have gotten the store brand, but because and it was on sale for like $1.99. I had never used the jar before, so I figured I better go with the brand that I know or whatever. But I don't know, y'all. So I got 2 of them in here, and yeah, I will say, it covered. I still think I need about a cup of cream because I want this to be a little thicker. I want to thicken up a bit. Right now, I'm gonna be totally honest. If you don't know how to make fettuccine or you don't know how to make Alfredo sauce, and you want to do it quick, this is ready to go on. This right here, heated, is ready to go on some pasta. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it again because I can do the blessings. I can highly season with this because this has no salt. I'm doing it again because
Jerome said I'd have some water added to that jar and clean that jar out with the rest of the sauce.
Okay, but see, you know what? I don't want to dilute my food, Jerome. Okay, I just had pepper. Oh, I'm sorry. I do it to myself every time. The pepper just did. I did the onion powder, and it kind of went. It went up my nose. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some pepper, y'all. Too funny. You are hilarious. No, but what I am gonna do is take my little knife and go around and probably. Yes. I ain't gonna even lie. But all of it's out of there. It's just the coating.
You know what you could do? You can pour some of that cream in there and shake it up.
Yes, exactly. So see, beautiful sister had a good idea. When I put my cream in here, I'll put a little cream in there. Okay, and get the rest and kind of swish it around as much as I can. Okay, so I'm doing about a half a cup of this cream. And let me do the other one. I'm going to do a half a cup in this jar.
He said, come on, a couple drops of water and shake it real good.
I'm not doing it. No, Jerome. No.
He said, all right, put that cream in there. That'll work.
Okay, so there you go.
We got Jerome approval.
Oh, jeez. Anyhow, Mister. Okay, so I'm shaking this up for the benefit of Jerome. Okay, and it's still going to have some color on here, but it took it all out. Now I'm going to take a couple, and this is the Parmesan, the shredded Parmesan that I was telling you about. Now, normally, and I do have like the Parmesan inside the shaker thing, but I think it's just a little bit too grainy. I don't want that graininess in my stuff. So I'd rather have this Parmesan, which is going to melt and be nice. Okay, so this right here I want to show you. And there's a difference when you get it and it's bigger and when it's fine. You see how fine these are? It'll melt better. So you can do the same thing and not have to grate it if you don't want. Okay, so I'm going to take a cup of Parmesan cheese, fresh whole milk Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put it over here. Notice I haven't turned any heat on here yet. And I'm going to stir that in. That's good right there. Matter of fact, I may take another 2 cups. That's what I'm going to do. 2 cups.
Can't have too much cheese.
You sure can't. Because if they haven't put a whole lot of Parmesan in here, it is now. And this is how you step up your game. And I'm going to do a little bit more garlic because they say some garlic in here. But like I said, if they put a dot of garlic, technically that's garlic. So, all right. So let me get that in here. All right. Ooh, that looks really good. And of course, you know me.
It smells good.
I'm going to do 2 squirts of this to balance it off of my sweetener. And you don't have to do that. But that's how I roll. See, that's the loveliness of it being your train, your kitchen, and your taste buds. Okay. So that looks wonderful. I'm going to show you guys what we got. Tell me you don't want to put this on some pasta already.
Yeah.
Okay. The smell is amazing. It hasn't even been heated. So I'm going to stick this over here and I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to heat it up just a tad bit. I put it on the medium. I'm going to heat it up because I just want the flavors to meld. I'm going to rinse my trusty wooden spatula off. And put this over here while it heats up just a little, a teeny tiny bit. I am thinking that I probably should have had a bigger pan because
is that what you call?
I'm using this one because you know what? I'm cooking tonight for the Love Rhythm recipe. We're talking about how in-laws can impact the relationship. So I was very blessed to have the best mother-in-law ever. She is no longer with us, and boy, do I miss her. My husband and I don't have any in-laws left because all my parents are gone, his parents are gone. But when she was here, she was like the sweetest thing ever. And I never had any issues with her throughout the 40-ish years. Well, she wasn't here the whole 40-ish years, but she was here 20-ish years of them. And she just was the best ever. So we're going to be talking about the different dynamics and how you handle in-laws, and not just your mother-in-law, but in-laws, the brothers and stuff like that, sisters and stuff, how you handle them. So I'm paying homage to her because, you know, Hoppin' John's usually is made with black eyed peas. I used to hate them until I made my own New Year's Eve or whatever, the first New Year's Eve before, and I made my own. However, I didn't really eat peas and rice. She made her peas and rice with field peas because she used to grow them. And she made it with field peas. And it was the most delicious thing I ever tasted. So I took from her recipe, and of course I Caseyized it, made it simple. So we're going to be having that. And then I got the most beautiful center cut pork chops. They're about this thick, that I'm going to slow fry, have a lovely, lovely golden crust, tender and juicy on the inside. For those of you who don't do the pork, you can do the same thing. I'll show you, you know, with chicken or with a lamb chop, you know, and gonna have that. And to pay tribute to my mother-in-law, since we're talking about in-laws. So I'm saying is, got a lot more cooking to do. I ain't trying to overdo these people up here. They ain't gonna be able to eat all this food. So I'm going modest. I'm going modest. I don't even know why I say that because y'all know they'll eat up everything like locusts.
Hey, I mean,
don't make me talk about the arroz con pollo.
No, tell her, don't make it taste good if you don't want it to get ate.
Okay, you know what? Good is subjective.
Well, good is in my tummy.
Okay, no. Good is subjective. I haven't forgotten this, Jerome. I'm gonna put it in. So let me get this pan back over here, y'all. Let me toss this out my hand, and then I'm gonna put Jerome's little last drippings in there. I'm gonna put Jerome's drippings up in there. Okay, because see, what we need is for this to get a little thicker, so it's not runny when we cook it. See, the runnier it is, the longer it takes.
So here's what I will ask you: if you happen to put a little too much liquid in it, can you like cook it on a higher heat for like a?
Well, technically, cream is supposed to thicken, but I don't know how much cream content this really has. If I have the straight up cream, it'll thicken. So if it doesn't thicken, what I will do, I'll save a little bit of this. I'll take a little bit of the juice out, and I'll go and get a little bit of flour, and you make a little paste and put it in the middle, and you incorporate it. You don't have to fry the roux. I came up with this dynamic. It works. Trust me. You don't taste flour. You don't taste anything, especially when I'm making white sauces. So.
And he said, waste not, want not.
I know I'm packing it up and sending it over there to your house. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to knock on your door, rap on your window pane. I want to tell you, baby, the changes I've been going through till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. So if you hear rapping at your window, that's me with the jar. So you can, yeah. Oh boy. I tell you, he keep you laughing. That's for sure. All right, so let's see, just because I said these, here they doing it. I was about to fuss at this pot because earlier today, the pot decided that it was not going to cook faster like it normally does, these new pots. Okay, so yeah, I may even do a little bit of that and make it a little thicker. I don't want see the thing is I don't want it to be dry when it's all said and done. But then I also realized that I don't want it to be soupy either. Okay, so I'm gonna give it that balance. I think I'm gonna make my little itty bitty teeny tiny roux just in case. I have just a little teeny tiny bit of flour.
Right, top shelf. Oh, you talking about real?
No, I'm not gonna do. Yeah, I might as well. Nah, I'll say it's such a little bit of flour until it's not gonna really matter.
Right.
It's not a lot because I'm not doing a roux, so it's just a little bit of flour, but just enough if I need to thicken it up. I had this little piece of flour here. See, I saved stuff, Jerome. I had a half a cup of flour in here, and I'm just going to use a little bit of it, and I'm gonna keep using it. I'm gonna use some of this in my mixture when I do my pork chops tonight, and then I'll open up the new one. I'm not wasteful. Trust and believe. So when you do this, you probably want to do like a tablespoon of flour. You are not going to use it all. I'm just letting you know. It won't happen. You can do one or two things. You can put hot water in here, but you put it in slowly and stir because you want to make a paste. Or you can take some heavy whipping cream and do the same thing. So either way. So I'm going to see as this cooks, is it going to start to thicken a little? And if I need to speed up the process, then I'm going to get this in the oven.
Jerome said, give me some time, turn the heat up. Stir it.
Nope, I don't want to turn the heat up because you don't want to curdle your milk dynamic, nor do you want to scorch it.
That's what I thought about. Because I did ask that question if you could just turn the heat up, but since you're dealing with dairy, it tends to curdle or scorch.
And like I said, because I didn't make this from scratch, I don't really know how much of whatever they put in here. So I'm taking this and I'm going to make my little paste, and then I'll show you my paste. Because see, the paste, it starts off smooth, and then it actually turns into a paste. So you put more. I'm using the milk. I mean cream. Yeah, it's a little. And you know what else I'm going to do for binding? I think I'm going to whip an egg and I'm going to put it
in. Put it in the roux?
Yeah, I'm going to put not in the roux, but I'm going to put it in the mixture because that's a good binding.
You want me to get you one?
With the cheese. So yeah, take an egg out. One egg.
One. Okay.
Now see, this is what I'm talking about. So now I've just taken that tablespoon of the flour, and you see, this is what you got. Make sure you get all of your lumps out. That's why I use the knife, because as I'm stirring, I'm pressing against the side of my cup so I can keep it from being lumpy. And so I have this, and so this is milk and flour. And so you take it and you just make a little well in the middle of your pan, and you put it in there and you just start stirring and incorporating it, and it thickens things up.
All right. Hacks for y'all.
Yep, all day long with the hackies. Okay, we have our egg. Let me crack it and stir it up. And we'll see. Because, like I said, normally when I make lasagna, I have the cottage cheese, or you can use ricotta cheese. That's a good binder too. Then you have your cheeses. You have that layer. With this, you're not doing that. It's all just the sauce. And I guess I could have done that, but then it would be more like a traditional lasagna than what I'm trying to create here. So, yeah. That's good. That butter, honey, like I said, I could just take this and pour this over some pasta and I'd be all right. However, that's not what we're doing today. So, let me beat up my little egg here. Just like that. Get it all nice and beat it. Okay, that's great. Fully incorporated. Okay. Yep, that's a little loose for me. Now, even though, like I said, the cheese component, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit. Do I have some of this that's already open?
A little.
I think it's towards the back. I have some already open, so I'm going to put that in, a little of that in the sauce, because that's going to help thicken it and make it a little more creamy before I start putting this flour stuff in here.
Now, hold on. I'm just thinking this for myself, but it may not be the case. Wouldn't it be good to leave it just slightly watery?
Well, no, I don't want, because we don't have the cottage cheese part to kind of soak that up.
The reason why I say that is because your noodles are al dente, so it'll kind of help to.
Oh, well, yeah.
Noodle.
I'm not gonna make it stiff, but I don't want it so juicy until it's gonna take me forever to cook this before it is solidified. And I'm trying to do the crash course, so I'm gonna take a cup of this Mexican cheese that I love, and I'm putting this in there too. Okay. So let me get that. I'm going to, and it's doing this thing, and it's melding all the juices and loveliness all together and all that good stuff like that there, and everybody's happy in the pot, and it's over here singing songs. So now I'm going to take a teaspoonful of my concoction here, my flour thing, and I'm just going to sit it right here in the middle.
Jerome like said the egg abuser's back. Oh my.
I sure am, doggone you.
You gotta be there.
No egg is safe in my presence. So I took 1 teaspoonful. I'm gonna take a 2nd teaspoonful, just like that. Okay, and put it in there. So the rest is still in here. So I'm gonna see what that does. Now, see what I'm saying? I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. How just that little bit has taken it, and you just keep stirring. It's hot. It's gonna cook that raw flour flavor out. And if it's still not where I need to go, see it's getting, and I love the pull of that cheese. It's getting to the thickness I want it. I think I'm gonna do 1 more. I think I can do that. Okay, so 3 tablespoonfuls of my flour mixture. Yes, there you go. That's lovely. Okay, get that all up in there. I may not need that egg. You may have to cook it for me.
Okay.
I may not need it.
All right. We can always put it back in a little.
I'm gonna use it.
I'm
use it. Okay. Okay. So this is hot, right? So you got to be very, very intentional when you enter eggs into hot mixtures. You got to be quick. You got to be fast. You got to be like Speedy Gonzalez. So I'm gonna take this off the eye. I'm gonna pour this and stir quickly. Otherwise, you have scrambled eggs. Okay, so you pour, you stir, you pour. There you go. Keep going until you see no more yellow. And that way, you know you don't have scrambled eggs in your food. I've had food, but people have incorporated it. Like they put it in mac and cheese, and then you bite the mac and cheese, and you got scrambled eggs. Ooh, I had that. So, okay. So, yeah, that's good. See, it's no longer, you see how it's slowly running off of that spatula. It was just running before, almost like a nice creamy soup, and I don't want that. Not for this. I mean, it's a good thing. It don't taste bad. However, for what I'm trying to do, and since we're doing it together for the first time, yeah, that's not this party, y'all. So now I already have my pan and it's sprayed and ready for my lasagna. I have cut my lasagna noodles to the size as close as I could of my pan. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take 4 of these and I'm going to put them down and I'm going to kind of layer them. And it's not all the way. It's pretty close. I can cut it some more, but I ain't going to trip. And I'm going to put 4 of these here on the bottom. Just like that, so it can cover the bottom of my pan. And then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Whatever you can fit. You know, you kind of see, because like I said, for here, to be totally honest, I could do 3. But I like to make sure there's full coverage. So I'm going to do 4. And put it on here. Just like that. Okay, that's good. So, as you see, you see how it covers the bottom of the pan? That's what you want to happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Then I am going to put a little cheese on top of this. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Mexican, and you can use whatever cheese you want. Okay, I love this cheese because I love the pull. I'm not gonna even lie. This cheese is everything. I don't even know. Like I said, I had to search for it because the first time I got it from one store, and every time I decide that I like something, it ends up being difficult to get. So I'm gonna start pretending like I don't like stuff. So that was about a cup of cheese. So I'm gonna take some of the Parmesan cheese, and I'm gonna take a cup of that, and I'm gonna put that on top of there. And I'm totally covering my noodles. That's why I like to have them the same size, so it gets even coverage. And then I'm going to go with my whole milk mozzarella. Whole milk because of the pull. Okay? And I'm going to put a cup of that there. Okay? So it's the layering process. Let me get a little bit more because I like this cheese. When I cut this, I just want to see cheese. I just want to be cheesed out. Okay? And so now, let me get this. I am going to take some of my basil, and I'm going to just spread that on there because I can. And that's what I want. That's what I want to see when I cut it. Okay, I want to see stuff. I want to see pretty and colors and all that. So I put a little bit of that in there, and it's so fragrant. Now I'm going to get my ladle, if I can find it. Okay, so I have my ladle. Ladle. And I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to spoon some of that chicken. I hope that I could get 3 layers on here so I can still cover. I may have needed something deeper because, like I said, when I start putting, the layers of stuff in here, then it starts rising, So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just spoon it over, just like that. Get it? Let me turn this around. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, and just spoon some of that chicken mixture with the Alfredo sauce over the cheese. And you can do it the opposite way. You put the meat on first and then put your cheese if you want to. It's totally up to you. The point is to layer. That's your point. Layering is the key. Okay, so let me get this back in here. And I'm just spreading it with the back of my spoon. Just like that, okay? And get that all in here. Make sure there's a nice layer. Just like that, okay. Make sure I get some chicken and not just juice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that. So now we're going to start all over again with the lasagna noodle. Okay, so we're going to take the next one, and we're going to put that on top. Like that. We're going to go through the same process. We're going to make sure everything is covered. Okay, and I may only get 2 layers out of this. I'm trying to not, so I don't have to tint it. I always end up having to do that. Okay, so then I'm going to do my cheeses again. So I do the cheese again. So now I got to get into this one. Okay, and I'm not going to put as much because I went ham on the bottom.
Hey, you too.
And I went ham, but I'm saying this pan is not that deep. Oh. I probably should have used my other models. The other foil one is it's bigger. Yeah. But I wanted it to be deep, a lot of layers. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so about a cup of that. You know the drill. Each one of them, Parmesan's a half a cup. And get that on there, just like that. And mozzarella, cup. I suggest using whole milk mozzarella, but you can use whatever is available to you. I just like the pull. Okay, and now I'm going to take my meat, and I'm going to have sauce left over. I'm just letting y'all know. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be some Alfredo. And for those in the family that don't want to have lasagna, who want to be difficult, I'll just put it over some noodles. And then I take this and I do the same thing.
Could we do like a Alfredo ziti one day?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Would that taste good?
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, this is an experiment, okay? I don't know, but like I said, I don't see why you couldn't do an Alfredo ziti.
I wonder, would you need more liquid
But no, it will probably be perfect just like this. Because like I said, you mix it all together and then you put it in there. You mix it together with the noodles, and the ziti noodles are a little bit bigger. They are going to absorb a little bit more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't see why not. Be totally honest.
That's an idea.
I think the sky is the limit. I'm sitting here thinking about doing a seafood one. Me personally.
Yeah. I'll eat that, definitely. I'll try. Are you gonna do like I was thinking? Should you put like imitation crab meat or anything?
I could put imitation crab meat in there for those people who can, because these people up here got these allergies. For myself, I give me some Alaskan snow crab legs and chop it up in there. But okay, so now we've done 2 layers. I think I may be able to get away with one little small layer with the top with cheese on it. I don't think I'm going to put any more meat in there, but I think that's enough. But if your pan is deep enough, then you can go there with more layers. Okay. I think that this is going to be just it, and Miss Flowers and everybody else up in this house will love to have this.
Yes.
Yeah. They will love to have this. So I'm making messes that I need to clean. So I'm going to take my basil and I'm going to hit it up with some basil. Okay. Just a little. I mean, if I had smell-o-vision and y'all would, if you could smell this, you would know why I love using it. It smells it just smells so fragrant. So it's just magnifique. Okay. Magnifique. Okay, so I'm gonna put that last little thing of the noodles on here. So I did what's it? 4 times 3, 12 noodles for this. 12 lasagna sheets.
Nice. So you put 4 on each row.
Right. Now, and like I said, it depends on the size of your pan. I like to overlap mine because I want when you cut it, you get a piece of pasta each time. So now I'm going to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put a lot of chunkiness on here. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the meat sauce first so I can end with cheese. Okay, so meat sauce just in the middle, just put a little sauce on there so it can incorporate with the cheese. And like I said, your lasagna can be built as high as you want. It sure can. As long as you got a pan deep enough, because you need to cover it. And, like me, I always end up with things too high. And then I got the tent stuff, so it doesn't stick. But if you calculate correctly and get the deeper enough pan, then you should be all right. And if you don't, then you make adjustments. See, in this world, we must learn to pivot. Sometimes we just have to, make lemons out of lemonade, make lemonade out of lemons, and learn to pivot. So I got that on the top. I'm going to take, same thing, cheese, to finish it off. Make sure that every bit is covered. Just like that. Put it all on there. And like I said, this is about a cup of each, except for the Parmesan, which is a half a cup. Okay, get that. The rest of my Parmesan. No, that's here. Parmesan here. To fill in the blanks. And you'd be surprised. Shredded Parmesan has a whole different taste to it, in my opinion, than grated. I think it's just because it's a little more moist. Because the grated tends to be a little drier. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to open up this one because I'm down to that. But not to worry, guys, because I have so many bags of mozzarella cheese. It's unreal.
We will never run out.
I feel like, that I just stocked the store or something. I have so much mozzarella cheese. Because you have to get some of this stuff, like I said, when it's on sale. And some of the things, like I said, I'll go to the store and they'll have it a couple of weeks. And the next thing you know, it's out of stock. And then I'm not happy because I got used to using it, So, yeah. trying not to make too big of a mess because then beautiful assistant has to clean it all up. Yeah. So get that over there, just like that. Get enough of this because I want it to be. Let's cover that all up. Pat that nicely there. Okay, and get this all over that little piece of chicken that just want to peek out. That little piece of chicken that said it just wants to be seen like the color purple. That's what it wants to do. Okay, one more. Yeah, I'm sure I might as well do the whole thing because I swear.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just go for gusto. You can't have too much cheese.
Well, tell that to the people who are lactose intolerant. You can't have too much cheese.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm gonna pat this down so I can get a piece of foil over the top of this loosely. And then I'm just trying to pack it down some. Pack it in. And clean my hands. And then I'm going to put a little bit of parsley and just a sprinkle of paprika on it. So when it's brown, it's going to have a nice little brown to it. And then we be cooking with gas, y'all. Oh boy, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess.
When you get everything in the oven, I'll go ahead and clean up.
Okay. Wait, I need another little piece of mozzarella over here because I see some chicken peeking out saying hello. I don't want the chicken to say hello. I want the chicken to be fully covered and protected. Chicken up here, just doing this thing, getting on my last nerve. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of parsley on the top. Okay, just get it right. Distribute it really nicely. So when the cheese melts, it'll kind of incorporate itself and it'll be really cute. Because we want cute. We always want cute. Just like that. And, okay. Get this. At least I can put these back together. So.
Cute little stackables.
Yeah, I love the fact that they stack. I really do. They help me keep up with them. I know that. Okay.
They last so long.
Yeah, they do. And I really love that because my sister was saying, just like I was saying, you buy some of these herbs and these celery and all the stuff like that, and then you're in a situation where it goes bad before you can use it all. At least I know I do. So to come up with this, in this situation, I got to clean up some, y'all. I can't. I'm sitting here talking, but I got to clean up some of this stuff. I can't leave this like this. Okay, so just bear with me a minute. I know beautiful sister said she will clean up, but this is some force of habit. Okay, so yeah, let me just get this over in here. Just get it a little bit tidy. It's not perfect. However, I can get it tidy enough so I can get my foil on my casserole here and get it in the oven. Okay, so that goes there. Now I'm going to let you guys see what it looks like. Oh, paprika.
You need help with that? It's kind of heavy.
It should be okay. I think I'm going to put a little bit of the paprika on it. Not a lot. Just a little. Just a little. Just a little. This is all for color. Because it does help it brown without you having to over brown your stuff. Get that off. Okay, so this is what we look like before we go into the oven.
Okay. Nice.
Can you guys see? Okay. All right. And, of course, I spilled paprika. All right. So, let me rinse my hands, dry it off, and get a piece of foil. Let's see if my oven is intact. I got to put my foil down in my oven and a piece of foil on top. And I'm going to loosely.
I'm about to say, oh no, you want to lose the cheese in translation.
No, I'm trying not to lose your cheese in translation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tint this, y'all. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I take it and so it can look like a little tint in the middle, the foil, and I fold it in half, just like that. Make it a little longer on each side. And then I take it, I hope I did enough, and I kind of do it like this. So I'm securing the sides down, just like that. and being really careful and intentional. Then I'm going to take the middle of it, and I'm just going to pull it up just a little bit, just like that. Hopefully it won't mess up. We're going to pray. Let's say a little prayer over it. Exactly. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And here she goes.
Sorry,
Okay.
trigger words.
I know, right? Okay, so hopefully the tinting works and it doesn't take everything off.
Okay, so here's my next question. When I get my cleanup going, do you want me to put the rest of the sauce?
Yeah, put the rest of the sauce in a bowl or something, because I don't know if one child may say, "I don't want lasagna," no. Then we'll hit them with that. You know, it always has to be that one.
Sorry, another one.
Okay, we put that on there.
All right. You good? You
Uh,
got it?
Yeah, I'm good. It's not heavy.
All right.
So I put a little foil in the bottom, you guys know, just in case there's any kind of bubbling over, which I don't expect, but you know what? I'm not trying to have to clean ovens. And you get it in the middle of your rack, in your sweet spot, get it in here. I'm going to time this for 40 and see. Okay, what happens? All right, we can put this back. That can go in the garbage. We got a nice little sauce here for 1 or 2 people that's left. And hopefully they'll eat the meal that I stood up here and cooked. How about that one? Okay, so let's get back over here while we did I set the timer? Yeah, I did. Okay, so the timer is set, and we're gonna see what we see. So, what I like to talk about now are these salads. I don't know how many of you eat salad. You know, I eat salad probably how many times a day, a week or whatever. Let me say how many times a day, right?
At least once a day.
At least once a day. Okay. And I'm pretty simple with my salads, you know, I like shredded lettuce. I like shredded green leaf lettuce. I don't like tomatoes in my salad. I will eat cucumbers. I do like carrots shredded sometimes. I'm pretty much just got and have some type of onion in it, you know. I'm trying to refrain from the croutons, but I do like them. And I can make some croutons out of my keto bread. You know what I'm saying? And I do make my own salad dressing. But I found, like I told you, this Chick-fil-A with some avocado lime salad dressing, and the carb count is not that bad. But anyway, yeah, that's my new fave. Oh, that's my new fave right here that I don't have to make myself. But I like creamy dressings like Thousand Island, so I will make my own Thousand Island dressing that is low carb and it's delicious. Anywho, they got all kinds of little glow ups and putting things. Now I'm gonna tell you like this: salad is healthy, but it can be unhealthy depending on what you put in it and on it. Okay, so if you're looking
sandwich that's chopped up,
right, if you're looking for the benefit of eating salads for reduction, certain things you just can't put in there. I'm just saying, but if you just like salads, like I like salads, you know, sometimes I just want the combination of the cool and maybe like some protein, or sometimes I can just the salad. Coffee's so good, I gotta drink it. Anywho, so we talking about glowing up the salad, meaning stepping up, get some glow up ideas. So salads are not boring for me. I can do from very plain to very elaborate. I also really, really like kale salad. I tasted it at Chick-fil-A, but I really like it. Now, a lot of people don't like kale when it's raw because it's kind of tough. But the marinade that they use, the salad dressing, whatever they use, it still has a texture, but it's not tough.
Is it like a vinaigrette?
It's a sweet type vinaigrette. I can't explain what. From what I understand, they put maple syrup or something in it. So
yeah, there is some maple syrup in it. I think they do the vinaigrette to kind of like.
What did you say, Jerome? Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
he said. Jerome said he likes cake with his salad.
What? Aha! You got jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
It better be a crab cake. How about that?
That's too funny.
What did you say? He said, "Oh wow, you must be moving up in the world." What did he say? You got airtime for. You know what? I'm tired. Okay, let me tell y'all. That's right, doggone it.
I'm up
I'm a real girl. I'm a real girl now. Okay. I have been hearing about these couple of commercials. If any of you watch YouTube, you know there's always commercials. They put them on there. They help us get revenue, the people who are monetized. And they hope, and sometimes, I mean, there are things that I want to watch. You don't have to sit through all of them. Some of them you do. You know, and I sit and watch it, and like it doesn't even bother me because I just when I'm done, I just skip if I want to skip. I'm not telling you to skip because if you watch, that's helping me. However, the thing I do find is it comes right back to where you left off. And for me, I'm trying, if you notice, I'm trying to give more pause time because I talk so fast and I don't leave a whole lot of dead air. So it's hard for them to kind of to automatically get in there, you know, because they're like, okay, is she gonna ever shut up? You know, so yeah. But yeah, you said Chick-fil-A salad is good. It is. Yes. I'm just getting on.
Oh my God.
My lips are a little dry.
Sorry, I just gotta throw this in real quick. Has anyone ever had, and I don't think they make it anymore, it was like a Chick-fil-A salad that had like chicken, the little grilled nuggets, and it had like little mandarin orange pieces. And
was that Chick-fil-A or was that McDonald's?
That was Chick-fil-A. They used to have several salads with little fruits, and it's usually around like spring, summerish. They don't make it no more, but
I thought they had a salad with strawberries.
Yeah, they had strawberry, blueberry, and then they had one that had mandarin orange.
I thought that was McDonald's.
No,
McDonald's or Wendy's.
No, because I remember the chicken because they warmed up the chicken, the grilled chicken nuggets, and put them on top. Man, and of course, just because I liked it.
And what kind of dressing was it? They gave you a choice of dressings, or
they gave you a choice of dressing. I think it was like kind of like a sweet and tangy dressing that came with it, and it had like little pieces. It was like a Thai type salad. Oh, it was so good.
So why don't you make one?
I will. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna have a whole salad session. How about that? There you go, Cobb salad. That's what made me start eating their salads. I can't eat a whole one now. I really can't. I do prefer shredded green leaf lettuce. I don't prefer a romaine lettuce, too tough. But I will. Their Cobb salad is really good. It's huge. It is huge, and I like it with. I don't really like the grilled chicken there too much, but I will eat the grilled chicken if it's like a whole chicken breast and it's cut up like that. So, and I know it's probably the same thing as the nuggets. I don't know, but it just tastes different to me. But yeah, with the avocado, yep, it is delicious. It really is. It makes you want to go get a salad. And then they have these crispy red pepper. They're dried, and you could crumble over the top. It's so good. It's so good, it's bad, and it is. Okay, but I didn't know that the salad dressing wasn't that bad because I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I don't eat avocados. Well, I've grown. I like the what do you call that stuff? Guacamole that I made when I made the homemade Chipotle, and so it was good. Maybe I've never had guacamole that was flavored up like that. And maybe that's good because it just never had flavor to me. It was just like this mushy type of, just kind of, you could taste like the oil. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. However, this particular salad dressing, avocado, what is it? Avocado lime?
Yeah.
It is delicious. It is delicious. And it's
avocado lime ranch.
No, it's a ranch.
It's a little bit of ranch in it. Yep.
Okay, avocado lime ranch. It is delicious and low carb. So you can't beat it with a stick. Creamy and flavorful and just, what I really want to do, I think I'm going to get some chicken breast and I'm going to marinate it in that.
Yeah.
And then grill it outside. Have my grill master to grill it outside.
That's the salad. They discontinued it.
Okay, so we can't see. She's showing. Really
it's called, let me just tell them. It's called an Asian salad, and it had the filet nuggets, it had romaine lettuce, baby greens, cabbage, carrots, and mandarin oranges, and it had a honey sesame dressing with Thai almonds and Chinese garlic and ginger wontons.
Okay, so
it was good.
We're gonna replicate some salads. How about that?
Do this one.
So they're saying here, so she gonna do that one. I don't want sweet in my salad. I mean, she likes that. So hey, we're gonna have a salad off. That's what we're gonna have, and we're gonna do our own dressings and all of that. Okay, so they're saying like upgrade the base. So step away from I've never been an iceberg lettuce. My husband likes iceberg lettuce in his salads. Nah, I don't like that. I like things that look green. Green. So they say step away from that. Try, and like I said, arugula. I do like kale, spinach, romaine, or I do love the spring mix. I do love that. And I'm gonna tell you, who has some really good fresh salads that I found that are inexpensive? Aldi's, and they have all different kinds. They have the mixes. Yeah, I like them. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, it's inexpensive. It really is. It's not expensive at all. Okay, so they say toss in some roasted vegetables. Yeah, I can see that. Some grilled corn or some pickled onions or crumble some feta cheese or the goat cheese. I'll do the goat cheese. Pam, don't sleep on it. The goat cheese is pretty good. Or Parmesan crisp or flavor, any kind of flavor explosion. That's one thing. You can glow up with some protein. Like I said, add some grilled chicken, salmon, shrimp. I've had all those things in my salad. Never did chickpeas before. Or boiled eggs. Yeah, because the Cobb salad has like little slices of boiled egg, which is really good. Then they're saying crunch is the king. Like I was telling you about the crunchy red peppers that Chick-fil-A has. Or they're saying like nuts and seeds and croutons and crispy onions or tortilla chips. I could do that because I could do the 0 carb tortillas and have beautiful assistants season them up and fry them up in little strips, put it on my salad. That sure could. They say try spicy roasted chickpeas or candied pecans. Now, like I said, I'm not a big sugar person in my salad. So they're saying for the people who like sweet stuff in it, candied pecans. All right, so dress it up to impress. Say goodbye to the bottle dressings and try homemade honey mustard. I'm with the homemade. They have a zesty lime vinaigrette and a creamy avocado. Oh, so they know how to make okay. I'm gonna figure that one out. Okay, but I'm telling you, it's not expensive at all, and I'm the only one that eats it, so I can afford to spend $2 and not have to do it myself. Okay, it says global salad vibes, Mediterranean. So put olives and cucumbers, which I do, cucumbers, hummus, drizzle, Asian inspired, your sesame dressing, everything you were talking about, edamame, wonton strips. That's good. Tex-Mex, black beans. I've had that. Corn, salsa, and chipotle ranch. And then turn into a bowl. Like they have the bowls, it's just like, I guess, what, like a burrito. Right, a burrito. Exactly. You put the greens in there. So you build it with the greens and with rice, brown rice or quinoa, protein and toppings, a salad that eats like a meal. And I'm gonna tell you, some of the salads that just the plain salads, like I said, I'll have a plate of that, and I may have a little bit of meat, and that's it, and it's enough. So what is your go-to salad? What do you like to add into your salad to make it, to lift it or glow it up? Anybody? I know Jerome likes the Cobb salad. Do you make your own salads, Jerome, ever? Or do you just buy them?
I personally, while we're talking about it, I love banana peppers in every salad.
Yeah, she likes, I've never tasted the banana pepper. She likes banana peppers in everything.
Okay, so here's the thing. It has like a little bit of a spice. It's not spicy like a regular jalapeno pepper. It has like a little bit of a pickliness and like a vinegary flavor, but then it has like that slight, spice like a pepper would. Mm-hmm. So it gives you that pepper vibe without the burn.
Oh.
And it gives you texture too. The nice crunchy.
Well, see, they put that on there. We call them heroes in New York, but sub sandwiches or whatever they call them. And they put, but I've never, I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty simple when it comes to like those kind of lettuce, tomatoes, some onions. I'm straight. Give me some mayo, a little bit of oregano, pepper, and oil and vinegar, and that's it. Or, like I said, we've had subs in New York where they just have the cheese and the meat on real hero bread, on bread that is crispy on the outside, but then it has the soft interior. Hey, you got to be there.
Sometimes the bread makes the sandwich.
Yeah, it does. Exactly. So you got to be there. I ain't hear nothing from Jerome, so he must have stepped away and drank some coffee because he didn't tell, or either he don't make salads and he ain't trying to say nothing. So you could tell when the party's over. Well, we got 26 minutes left on this beautiful casserole waiting for me. Yes.
Hold on. So question. At some point during this timer, are we going to take the lid off and let it brown, or are you going to cook it all the way through and then?
I'm going to cook it all the way through, and then I'm going to look and see if it's doing the jiggle. Y'all know the jiggle.
Yeah, do the jig.
Gotta, hey, make sure. Okay, I tell you, I must have really rubbed up on her because I tell you, she is making a song. She is making a song. She just been waiting for her stage to make a song, and we could get her to say nothing before I put her over there. I am telling you that this stove does things to your mind. Okay.
Not wrong.
Okay.
Not wrong.
To your mind. It really does. Yeah. So this coffee is so, and see, the thing about it is, I keep saying, Jerome, I'm going to show you this coffee warmer, but the cord is not long enough for me to keep it plugged. I'd have to get up, unplug it, bring it around here.
I'll plug it for you real quick because your coffee's pretty much gone, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need no more.
Well, I may want some more.
I'll get you some more that you can show them.
Okay, so I did show the box though.
You showed the box, but you didn't really see that.
Okay, so you see this, Jerome? It's so cute. And you want this, okay? This is a candle/coffee cup warmer.
And it has a little switch on the
It has a little switch on the bottom that you turn it on, you just plug it up. And
hey, the Catman's here.
Hey, how are you? How are you? Oh, it is hot on the bottom. Yeah, that little piece of metal kind of burnt my finger. Okay, let me put that back over here because it said you're not supposed to hold me up in front of the camera. Anywho, so yeah, it's just like common sense would say it's hot. Why would I do that? I guess the same reason why people sued McDonald's for a cup of
coffee that's
hot. A cup of hot coffee. I will never get over that. I will never get over that. With the things that people sue for, it just makes you go,
Say, loopholes be looping.
I'm like, really? Did you say you ordered iced coffee and they gave it to you hot? No. So they literally lowered the temperature of their coffee after that.
I'm mad at that. Well, I don't know. I thought they had, the problem was they didn't put the label on there that said hot coffee.
I don't know about.
That's what I read. I'm not 100% sure. But you ordered hot coffee. You didn't specify cold. So that's obvious. However, loopholes be looping. That's all I'm going to say. The loopholes.
Because clearly. Yeah.
I ain't saying it made sense.
See, in this world, you got to make it make sense for me. Sometimes I just sit back here and I say to myself, 3 brain cells, are you a different species of person? Because I am telling you, some of the dynamics and the thought patterns that I hear on a daily basis or lack thereof really makes me wonder, okay? Maybe things like common sense and intuitiveness and all that stuff are things that are rare gems, and every now and then people get sprinkled. I don't.
Say common sense ain't common. Anymore.
It to me, okay, I'm going to watch my mouth and stop saying common sense because it's almost like a swear word. Because man, oh man, it's like, oh, yeah, really. Now, unless it's advertised as an iced coffee drink, and I don't even know when that happened. Did they sell iced coffee? I don't even think they sold. It was like a cup of coffee. That's when coffee was inexpensive.
Because of that incident, I think that's when they started putting like a little label on the cup that says "coffee's hot"
or hot beverage.
Like, yeah. Like we gave it
I just can't.
The cup was warm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. As I wonder and I think back to the good old days when everybody knew that a cup of coffee had steam. Mm-hmm.
See, that's why everybody everybody should be like me and let their coffee sit out for 24 hours before they drink it.
Okay, and take the risk of some kind of curdling something of inside her body. I never ever. Okay. No. Milk products, yes. She got cream in her stuff. Yes.
Well,
that
it stays rather cool.
If she was using artificial creamer, I could dig it. You know, but her body is probably like adjusted
immune to whatever.
It's adjusted. It's adjusted. Yeah, it is.
Me just do a cha-cha slide down my esophagus.
Oh, I don't know why this coffee is so extra delicious.
I put extra
However, it's really good.
And all this away?
Who?
All this stuff.
No, just line it up against the wall. Just line it up there because we have to add some things because, like I said, tonight for the Love Rhythm recipe, we're going down home, South Carolina. We're going to be talking about how in-laws can affect relationships. You know, all the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. You know, and it's going to be an interesting conversation. It actually was one of my viewers' idea to do, a new viewer that came in, and I thought it was really pertinent. I mean, there's so many different dynamics and relationship dynamics that are all kind of encompass your relationship, believe it or not. You know, like I said, we don't have in-laws anymore, you know, but when we did, that was never, you know, a dynamic that we had to fight through or had to deal with. It's just like, I guess we were lucky. Anywho, back to my family and their crazy stories. Whatever. Let me think. So like I said, back in the day, when you knew that coffee was coffee and it was hot, I still regress back to, I don't know, and I will ask my sister again. I don't know. How in the world did I make a bologna and mayo and relish sandwich and I was less than 5?
She came out the womb cooking. She came out with a frying pan and
how did I? And I would never eat that now.
With relish?
No, listen. This is what happened. My father was supposed to be watching me, putting me to bed, and all this stuff because my mother worked at the post office at night. This is my memory. I remember because see, back when I was little, they had test patterns. And I think television went off before 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, he's supposed to be, put it this way, I was watching him. I remember I would get my bath, and my father was so heavy-handed, it felt like he just ripped the skin off your body. I remember he was scrubbing so hard. I was just a little child, and I would sit there and take it because that was my daddy. And he bathed me and powdered me and put me in my pajamas, and then he sat there. We supposed to be watching television. Next thing I know, I'm hearing, ooh. I must have had insomnia as a child, and he must have had narcolepsy. Because I am here to tell you, that little child, I remember I would get hungry, and I went into the refrigerator, and I never forget because it was that my bologna has a first name is OSCAR. My bologna has a second name is MAYER. Oh, I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. Anyway. Girlfriend would go in that the little, and I must have been 2 feet tall because I'm not that tall now. I must have been like a little elf, and I went to, and I used to make these sandwiches.
I mean, what you do? Pull up the steps?
I don't know what I did. I don't even know how I reached the refrigerator.
And back then, y'all had like the real stove.
We had a gas stove.
Oh my God.
I am telling you, my mother used to make her coffee in a pot. I am telling you, I remember that this is not a fantasy in my mind. I made this sandwich. I don't remember cutting it, so I didn't mess with knives. I don't know how I spread. Maybe I had a butter knife. I don't know. I just remember this sandwich, this bologna and sweet relish with mayo on Wonder Bread, because that was the bread that we bought back then. That because we have the Wonder Bread factory and stuff there. And I used to eat that. That was my little midnight snack as the test pattern turn the television off. And and sometimes I would have a cup of coffee. Tell me how I made a cup of coffee and I was about 5 or 4.5. Listen, you have to ask my sister, because I am telling you, I did that. I will never eat relish on a bologna ever. But I'm telling you, that was my first cooking experiences. And climbing my mother in our apartment, because we lived in a brownstone when I was really little. They had these, I guess, these inlaid bookshelves, and I see it clear as day. And it's made into the wall, and it was big. It was like the whole wall. So back then, and I don't know if they still make them, they had Phillips Milk of Magnesia in little tablets, and they taste like mints, like little dinner mints. I was always a facetious child. I always wanted to put something in my mouth. Well, she must have given me one time, but that wasn't enough. I ain't have no sense to know it was a laxative. So she put them on the top shelf. How I find myself on the top shelf? I climbed up, got the Phillips Milk and Magnesia little tablets. Did I not eat? Oh, probably I ate a lot. Needless to say, that was not a good situation. You couldn't even hide that you did it because the evidence was evidenting. Okay. I don't know. I told you, kids are fearless. They're crazy. This is like, it's straight up impulse to have done something like that. But I remember, like I said, I guess I was destined to be here. And that's why I'm telling these stories, because as much as I didn't want to, cooking for me was never, I just love to cook. I liked, as a young preteen and stuff like that, I liked entertaining. I liked that dinner party type thing and feeling grown up. So that kind of went into it. I did like the taste of food and stuff, but I never really, like how some people say, that's everything to me. And it was just something I was always good at. And I just did it, and I didn't enjoy or not enjoy whatever, it's just like, hey, you just cook and everybody come to your house and, all the stuff like that, but it must have been destined because, they had these, like I said, they had these little stoves and sinks and stuff. They were Susie Homemaker. And so they were really realistic. I don't know who came up with these toys back then, but I'm telling you, water could run out of it. The little stove had big, giant light bulbs. Like it had a little oven made like a upright stove like that. But the top was like a burners that had gas, because they didn't have all this fancy stuff. And you will open up the oven, and the oven had grates or whatever. And you could put your little pan or whatever in there. And they had these big, giant light bulbs, 100-watt bulbs or whatever, that would cook the food. And then the water would run in the sink, and I had all those little toys that my mother would buy. And I remember having a little small mini cast iron skillet and cooking little pieces of meat when I went over to my friend's house. We all used to sit, they had a backyard, and we went there, and we're sitting out there with her mother would give us little pieces of meat, and we sitting out there on these little things, frying little meat and stuff. And we were like, gotta be 7. Something like that. So it's like always cooking. So that brings me here, and the concoction queen. I can make up something out of nothing and it'll taste really good. Yes, it will. And you too can do this. I am promoting being fearless, having imagination, going with what you know, and your taste buds. Your taste buds are going to lead you into the best ever delicious meals. I want to give you foundation, but I want you to step out there and fly. And that means you got to try some of this stuff. I know it's fun looking at this and seeing me clown and act like a nut bucket. Okay. I know I have to laugh at me. Sometimes I tickle myself. However, I really want you to try this stuff because it really is good. And like I said, over the last about year, because I started doing these lives the first week of August in last year, 2024. Yeah, and it's almost a whole year. of doing this. And I'm telling you, I've come up with some things that have amazed me. Because I had gotten to the point, you get to the point, especially when you have picky people, you cook those same things because you know that's what they're going to eat. So in exploring all of this, my creativity again has been wonderful for me, being able to do the concoction cooking and just coming up with these recipes or uplifting them or stepping them up or blowing them up or whatever has given me an opportunity to do those things. And yes, I am finding joy in it all. So maybe I always did have joy and just didn't know it. The joy came with the creativity. When the creativity became stagnant, then it just became cooking. But when the creativity came back, the joy was ignited again. So I say just to thank you all for promoting my joy, because it is joyful. I look forward to this. As hard as my week is, I look forward to this. As tiring as this is, I look forward to it. And I hope you do too. Where are we at?
I know I do.
Tim is, oh, well, of course, they always look forward to it, especially the big people in my house, because they get all of these different food dynamics. And then I get to taste it, and then I never get any more because they eat it all. Oh, I'm still mad about that arroz con pollo.
No, that was
See,
like 2 weeks ago.
It's 2 weeks ago, and I think I'm going to sneak and make me some and hide it. How about that?
I'll smell it.
You won't smell it because I'm going to send you on a trip.
Oh.
I'm going to say, far away from here. Yes, exactly. You will not smell it. I will not allow it. Okay? Because it's like, I was really proud of that. And then I did it twice.
And it was delicious.
When I tell you that pan that I have right there, it was full the night. My husband and I had together probably 3 tablespoons. I wake up the next day. My son is like, oh, can I have some of that? I'm like, sure. I'm like, beautiful assistant. Oh, well, we ate the last of that. I'm like, huh?
See what happened was.
Uh-huh. Greed.
It wasn't greed. It was hunger in varying times of the evening.
Okay, yo, let me tell you something. All of this refrigerator overfloweth. Okay, you could hunger and make an egg.
Right,
You could
but-
hunger and make your
But
breakfast.
to be fair, everything doesn't taste as delicious as your cooking. So
Uh-huh,
I
yeah.
have to,
Mhm.
enjoy it while I can.
Uh-huh. You can cook.
I'm
Uh-huh.
just a beautiful assistant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all see that. You see them as lies, right? She knows how to cook.
I only know how to cook when you tell me.
Okay, that's okay. Well, I can sit and direct all day long as I'm not having to walk around. Oh, baby. Yes. Try it again. Okay. See, she trying to play.
I'm
Well,
just
she-
saying. I
Okay.
mean, like I
And
said,
she
don't
knows
make
how
it
she
good.
can cook.
Don't
Okay.
make
Just
it
like
taste good.
everybody else around here, she can cook.
It makes
So.
it taste all delicious.
Yes. The bottom line is they ate up all the arroz con pollo. Okay. I'll never forget it. Ever, 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 ever. The taste is still in the back of my brain. And, you want that next day taste, okay? Because the next day is even better. I never got to see if it was better the next day.
I can tell you for certain, yes. Yes, it is.
She's making this worse for herself.
I'm sorry. I'm shut now. I'll be quiet.
So, what do you think? The next time I make it, how far in Siberia should I send them?
No.
Okay. How far should I send them in Siberia? Unreal. Well, I'm almost down to the last drop of this coffee.
You want some more?
No, I'm not going to get more because then that will kill my appetite to taste this. And we're down to 7 minutes and 8 seconds. I am hoping that it has set where I need it to set, and then I can brown it. And, it's going to be sliding all over the plate because you need to let this stuff set up to really cut well. But we don't have that kind of patience. We want to just eat it. We want to eat it.
Real.
We want to eat it. So we're going to see. 6 minutes, 37 seconds. And I bet y'all going, they'll be jiggling all over. It's like, yeah. Because I probably should have did 45 minutes. I really was going to do the 45 because it doesn't have that base to congeal it, of that. And I didn't want to do that because it just really would change. You know, I already had put all these different kind of cheeses in. I really didn't want to do that. And it didn't do what I need to do. Because like I said, this is new. I just thought of these ingredients 2 days ago. I have not, I never made this before. So it is theoretically possible. I know it tastes good because I know what my Alfredo tastes like, you know, period. However, have I had it on lasagna noodles? I don't know. You know, I saw a recipe online. They took a marinara sauce, I think some herbs or whatever. Anyway, they cooked the lasagna sheets. And so they call them saucy lasagna sheets. And they take them and eat them like spaghetti. No, whole sheets. And kind of, well, it was coated.
Like roll it up?
No, on a plate. Just kind of like, you know, how you put it on a plate and it was like kind of folded, like the whole noodle. Wow. And they had sauce on it and some cheese. And they just kind of like ate it like that. I don't know. I guess it could be it's pasta.
Right. I get the idea. You'd have to make sure you cook that lasagna real good though, because if you have it al dente or anything, that's gonna be hard.
Well, I've seen people make because I think it's some viral thing, lasagna soup.
Yeah, I've seen them like break up or get like little pieces of lasagna and cook it into like a stew kind of thing.
Well, it was like a lasagna soup. It was on I don't even know that. I forgot. It's more soupy though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they kind of mix the noodles into this like soupy thing.
I wonder what they made the soup with.
But this was a TikTok thing, I think. Some kind of last year or something.
I remember.
Again, for me, I need consist. I like my things to be robust and thick and like some things for me just don't need to be a soup for me.
Right.
You know. I do like soups, but I don't really like you know, just really loose soups. I if it's whatever it is, it's gonna get a little thickening for me, you know, and that's how I like my stuff. But I'm not a broth unless it is a miso soup. I like that. I don't know why I like that, and I also like wonton soup. When the broth is well, the miso soup is Japanese. I don't know.
I thought the liquid it was in was the miso soup, and then the wonton's just doing something.
No. Wonton is Chinese. Miso is Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have to really dig deep into that, but I do like both of them, and it's very simple. They have like a little slither of chicken, look like some little green thing floating around it or whatever. It's just a broth, but when done right, it's flavorful. It's very satisfying. I like it. Nice little appetizer before you eat some delicious, especially when they make it in front of you. When they give you like the teriyaki steak and chicken and stuff and all the mushrooms and peppers and stuff, and they chop it up and they cook it in front of you at like the steak. Oh, I love that. That is so fun. And they have all this food there and it's sitting there in front of you and they're just cooking and chopping and flipping and it's so fun. I tell you, and the food just tastes so good. Yeah, so I like that. It can be, you know, it's kind of dangerous, but yeah. I can imagine. Okay, 2 minutes 44 seconds.
I mean, that's kind of a small amount. You want to just check it?
You can check. She's so impatient. I say to let it go. She just wants to look, but see, I don't want to take the foil off. I don't want to take the foil off, you know, and then we got to get it back on, and then it gets stuck or something. No peeks. That's in my book too. Okay, no peeking. New. Have a little patience.
I'm trying to be an attentive chef.
No, you're trying to be impatient because she want to eat it. Oh wow! I drink it. I drink it. I drink it all. Go figure. This is a monumentous occasion.
I'm telling you,
I should have. What do you call it? Confetti coming down.
I literally.
Because I actually drank the coffee. I should have confetti coming down. 1 minute 45 seconds. I feel like I'm waiting for New Year's Eve to happen.
Right.
You know, I'm on the countdown. On the countdown. It's the final countdown. Yes. Okay.
So no.
We're almost there. Come on. Yes.
What would you say the best sides would be to have with this?
A salad. You could have some broccoli. You could have some string beans, some mixed veg, whatever you like,
corn?
really.
Will corn go?
I mean, you can have corn with it if you want to, but I would do more green. I would do a salad, me personally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but you can have whatever you like, really.
Salad and some garlic bread.
Yes, if you just want to get all caloric-y, yes, you can have some garlic bread, some
bread.
garlic knots, some
647 garlic bread.
I've never heard of that.
It's a type of bread. It's low carb.
I've never seen 647 garlic bread.
Well, no, it's just 647 bread and you put garlic on it.
Oh, so she's gonna make her own.
Yeah.
She's gonna make her own garlic bread with a piece of 647 regular white bread, and rub some garlic on it and go in there and toast it.
Butter, they make it all
and some butter, okay, and then market it as some garlic bread. That's 647. And so I don't think so.
It's good.
She doesn't know that. She's never. It's just like having a piece of garlic toast. That's pretty regular. But when they make the toast like that Texas toast stuff, it's a different type of bread. Oh, it's a 2 set. Okay, let's look and see what we have. Okay,
Thingy, your hand thingy.
use that. It's over there.
Two-sided.
Oh gosh. Let me. Okay, come on. I'm a
Okay, well, give me this. Give. I'll take this and one of these.
Yes. Stay careful.
Ooh, yes, it smells so fragrant.
I know it's not ready. I will be shocked.
Speak positivity.
Okay. I'll be shocked. So let me go over here and see.
You are all done. You are nice and ready to eat. All the thingies underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my conversation. You are done.
Okay, excuse me.
You gotta speak positive. You gotta talk to your food, remember? I learned that from you. Talk to your food.
Let's hope you're not stuck. Oh, I feel sticking.
Ooh, you should spray it.
Oh, no. Oh, it smells. Oh, good.
It looks so good. Let me see.
Wow. I got no stuck, so.
Hey, it's a little.
I think if I stick it in here and let it brown a little bit,
We'd be good.
maybe like 2 minutes. Oh, give me the thing.
550?
No, I don't want like that. I'm gonna just let it sit because it's just a little jiggly.
It's a little bit. Enough to where we can.
No, but it's just like the juices that came. Yeah, I think the brown without anything on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to show them what we got so far. See, it's a little jiggle.
Just a little jiggle.
Look at it. That smells magnificent. You see that? Just a little. And that's because some of the juices have come up top here. Told you because hey, it didn't have a base like you do with normal lasagna, and I didn't want that. So we're gonna stick this in here for maybe 5 more minutes.
Okay, on this temperature, because don't you want the brown?
Well, it's gonna brown. We're gonna take it maybe at 450.
Okay.
Okay, so let's bake 450. Okay, and we're gonna stick it in here for maybe about 5 more minutes, and it's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna fall apart. I already know because it's really hot.
And
If you let it sit for about 30 minutes and then cut it, it's gonna give that look you want. But it's gonna get that taste any way you look at it. I am so proud of that. That is so pretty. We must take a picture of it before we eat. And let me show you how much cheese got stuck. You see how little? I did a good job tinting. Just that much. That much that I'm going to take and I'm going to do this and see what's in it. It's good. It's seasoned very well. It's good. It's very good. Well, that's going to be delicious. So we'll keep this. I'm going to get a new piece of foil and put that in here.